What's going on, guys? It is Corey and
Aaron
with Colorado Cold Bloods. So this clutch is a cool clutch in general. There's some oddities that show up here, but with that, this one is clutch number 12. It is our boy Vesuvius, who is a banana leopard pinstripe. He was originally thought to be Blitz as well, but based on any of the results, you might have seen it last year, we didn't see anything out of that clutch that indicated Blitz. So we're just going to operate under the assumption he does not have it. But with that being said, you know, he typically each year goes to our one female Maureen, who is a normal. She typically has a decent sized clutch, and on top of that, you know, bananas are one of those nice entry-level snakes. They're beautiful. They're just different enough and just unique enough that, you know, folks can jump in and not feel like they're just getting your everyday snake. You know, so that's part of why we do this. You get some different variety in here. Pinstripe's another one of those ones that
like it or hate
it's
it.
Different. You know, it's got goods and bads. Some people love it. Some
people hate it.
That's right. So anyway, that's part of what this clutch was for. We like to just kind of generate some bananas, because we like to introduce people to the hobby. Honestly, we love to be able to work with some new folks and get them used to it, get them familiar with ball pythons, and get them excited. So yeah. Anyway, with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into this video.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Yep, do all that good stuff for us, and enjoy the video. What's going on, guys? This is Corey at Colorado Cold Bloods, and today we have clutch number 12's clutch update. So all these babies are nice and shed out, and yeah, they're ready to kind of show and then separate into their own tubs so they can start eating. So anyway, with that, I'm just going to jump into the variable grab bag over here, but as stated in the intro, this was our boy Vesuvius. He is a banana leopard pinstripe. He was possible Blitz. Not necessarily sure I see Blitz on any of these. And last year when we bred him, I wasn't sure I saw it either. So we're going to go off the fact he may not be Blitz. That's fine. So with that, he went to our female Marine, which is just a normal. We like making a variety of leopard and banana babies and stuff like that. So they do good for good starter snakes, getting in on a budget and getting used to a ball python with an animal that doesn't just look like a standard normal, right? All right, so we're going to jump in here. This one is, I believe it's going to be a leopard pin. There is some aberrant pattern here, so maybe there's some possible Blitz influence going on here. But yeah, pretty baby. You can see just how dark this pin is. That's the leopard influence. The leopard's also going to busy it up and kind of do a lot of this base pattern down here. So I love the way that head stamp, the back of the head turned out. Very, very neat. But I will continue on. We got about 8 babies to get through in this clutch. Solid clutch. All right, and we have a leopard. Beautiful leopard, nice bright leopard. I almost wonder if there's something more like yellow belly or fire complex in here, just with how bright this animal is. Just because, and again, you got that interesting little head stamp on the top. So, and you know, I have talked about it in the past that Blitz does tend to have some brightening impact as well, so heck, maybe that is hiding in there. So, very, very cool. I have a feeling I'm going to be wrangling this whole group pretty heavily. All right, so we got another leopard. So this is another one, right? So you heard me talk about how bright this other leopard, that first leopard was. Look at the difference between these two animals. So that could definitely be the Blitz influence there, or like I said, maybe we got a yellow belly or a fire complex kind of sneaking into the group here. But yeah, I could see some interesting aberrant pattern going on over here. Maybe that's, you know, maybe that's some of the Blitz. It's hard to say necessarily. I don't see any obvious indicators to me, but so, yep, there we go. There is our second leopard. All right. And in case you didn't get enough, how about a third leopard? So again, you see how bright this baby is. Very, very bright, even for a leopard. And got that cool head stamp. What's interesting is this little one has a very teeny tiny head. So it came out much smaller, so you can obviously see the body size difference going on between these ones. So I'm sure that's just the relation of that there, but this baby is very, very nervous. So I have a feeling we'll have some underbelly swings at me in a bit here. So I might shift that baby out. In fact, I'm probably going to, because I just don't want to stress this one out. So, okay. All right, so now we're on to the bananas. So, as you know, banana is an incomplete dominant, so that means about 50% of these babies should be visual bananas, and you would be accurate. So, with that, we have a male maker here in particular, so all of these males, or all of these bananas should be males. You know, you have about a 10%, roughly 10% chance for them to flip. This one here is a banana leopard pinstripe. Looks very, very similar to Daddy, except that Daddy was a little bit more heavy orange. So that could always be the Blitz impact, or maybe that's the yellow belly we were talking about, something like that, maybe a fire. So, you know, we might do some shed testing against that just to see what we got going on. Maybe it is sneaking in there, but yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous banana. So banana pins are cool. You throw the leopard on, it darkens those purples up. So very, very cool. All right. So we do have a pretty cool baby to follow shortly here, but unravel. So you're not a mystery. All right, so we got a leopard banana. So this is basically the same baby, just minus the pinstripe. You can see how deep kind of burgundy, or I'm sorry, not burgundy, purple tones ish. You know, everybody says I'm colorblind, so or when I talk about these things, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is a purple, but I don't see necessarily purple in bananas. So yeah. Yep, and then you got that nice little dot, kind of like we have on some of those other leopards down there, where you got the little dot on the back of the head. So it's kind of coming through as that orange on this baby. Very, very cool. All right, now we have another leopard banana. So these will get deeper and darker as they age. The other thing is that with bananas, typically wherever you would have the black pigmentation, so in this case the purples, that's where they're going to get some speckling and spotting as they age. You'll get kind of those little Dalmatian spots. Yeah, or as we joke with bananas, sugar spots. And then we catch the baby that's running on into the distance, going for the sunset or whatever he's doing, he or she. So, or likely she. All right. So again, you have that cool back of the head pattern. This one's actually got some dots on the back of the head, on the back of the sides of the head, in addition to the center. So I think that's pretty neat. All right, so this is where it gets weird. So this baby in particular, when we did the eggs, checking on them in the eggs, just looked like a standard banana pinstripe. Now it looks like this. So after its first shed, it got really, really light. Now, in particular, because it looked like a standard banana pin in the egg, I don't necessarily think this is an androgenesis. So you've heard us talk in the past about parthenogenesis, which is a female basically reproducing herself. And the equivalent of that from the male side is androgenesis. So androgenesis would mean that the male could reproduce itself. Now, what that could mean is that he could technically produce a super banana. And because this animal is a male, well, he was already a male maker, so it's hard to necessarily say. Now, yes, you can have a couple eggs that are partho or andro. So it's not like you're going to be in a scenario where all of the eggs or none of the eggs, some of the eggs can do it. But I don't necessarily think that's the case because this baby did look standard banana in the egg. And then secondly, the other thing you'll notice is look at the default color. You've got the orange on that dorsal, and that's pretty normal coloration for standard banana. So it's almost like it lost pigmentation elsewhere. It is very bright like a super banana, but you see all that extra highlighting that's going on these sides too. So it's very interesting to see what happens. So we're very curious to kind of see as we chase down everybody again. I'm very curious to see after a few sheds if it gets brighter again. But aside from that, it's just fascinating how something can change like that, right? Shed like normal. There was no issues for that first shed. So not really sure. We didn't get any stuck shed or anything like that. So just kind of fascinating to see a little bit of a variation there. So let us know what you guys think about that. 'Cause, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, so maybe we'll shoot some pictures or something like that with an update against that baby. You can see just how different these animals are. Now, in all fairness, this one again does have leopard. Now you can kind of see pattern-wise the differentiator between leopard versus just a straight pin banana. Leopard pin banana on this side here, and we catch you again. Okay, so with that, you can see the difference on that color. Now, we only have one dose of banana. The mother is absolutely a normal, no question about it. So there's no possibility of super banana necessarily unless it was an androgenesis baby. So yeah, anyway, very, very interesting. It's kind of another what the heck moment, and we'll catch you too. Why not? Sure. You want to be in the party, so we'll sneak you up here. And everybody's going to make it difficult, so fine. Okay, so since we're going to stay difficult, there we are. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff for us. We highly, highly appreciate it. It definitely helps us to grow the channel. And don't forget to leave a comment and let us know what you think. So what do you think the heck happened to this baby? What the heck is that? Right? Alrighty. We will catch you guys in the next one.